China are in shutdown as authorities try to stop the spread of a new virus.
No symptoms may be able to spread the virus.
But it's still too early to know just how dangerous the outbreak will turn out to be.
Then struck towards goal and in. Is she going to get there first? Does it again for Chelsea. And the glance on from in goal. Cuthbert. Oh, what a goal! Oh, and it's another one. It's a crosser. It's another one. It's Mielta. Backman still. And Murphy. Brutal Chelsea. Some victory here. Beating West Ham United by 8 goals to 0.
I thought the team were relentless today. I thought that was the most impressive part about it.
It's embarrassing, to be perfectly honest with you. You know, maybe I have to start questioning, you know, maybe am I the right person for this job? Because, you know, I'm obviously not getting response from the players at the moment.
Well, Rachel, pretty scathing comments there from Matt Beard. Is that just frustration, or do you think there's something more behind the scenes?
Matt Beard does wear his heart on his sleeve. Generally during the matches, you'll hear him and you'll see everything, every bit of anguish or excitement that he goes through, but rarely do you see it after a match. You know, I wouldn't expect him to kind of blame his players. This time he's done that, so I'm expecting a huge, huge response from them.
This game can be quite lonely at times, you know what I mean? If you look at our result yesterday, you know, excuse my French, it's been a shit sort of 24 hours. I felt like resigning, if I'm being honest with you. I still felt the same this morning. But I am racking my brain as to what else that I can do.
As a manager, it's up to you to pick the right players to get the result on the pitch. No matter what problems you've got outside of football, whatever, the minute you walk through that door, they're looking to you for inspiration. So you've got to come in buzzing, even if you don't feel like it. Hopefully then start picking up results and be a bit more buzz about the place. Cream always rises. Isn't it, bro? Yeah.
Of course I say that. Cheers, thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay. Is everyone in here, yeah?
Despite having a squad packed with talented players, West Ham have struggled all season to find consistency on the pitch, a problem Matt's been trying to solve for months.
Okay, all right, listen up. This is a 10 times better team than I had last year when it comes down to the quality of player that we have. But what we had that fight on the football pitch. My question to you is, what is the problem? What is the issue?
I have to say, we've played 3 teams this season that have said to me at the end of the game that we play like individuals. They say, do not get on with each other. We get on so well off the pitch, and we have to translate that onto the pitch. Like Kenza said, she's never played in a team where she likes everybody in the team.
As a midfielder, if you speak with Tess, if you speak with Kate, we never touch the ball during the game. Don't take it personally, but just look at each other and say, why you don't pass this ball?
I'm going to be brutally honest. We're too busy to go, she ain't doing this, she ain't pass the ball, she kicked it off. Get back on the ball and work hard for each other. It's the only way you win as a team.
Amen.
Amen.
Has anyone else got anything to say? This is the time now, we need to get it out.
I might get a bit emotional here, so I'm sorry. I am really low on confidence right now because I actually don't think people trust me to play me the ball. And I go back and I look at games and I was like, sorry. I actually get my family members texting me saying, why don't people pass you the ball? I'm actually like, I don't know. It must be me because I actually feel useless in matches.
We have to put that individual ego stuff away, put all that away, and think the team has to come first. But I feel shit because we're looking at her and she's falling her eyes up, but none of us even clocked that. So just don't think because someone's all happy and they're all positive in here and they're giving you high fives and they're not having a shit time. So we have to get our arms around each other. We have to fight with each other, like through the good and bad times.
That's something we can agree on, yeah?
Something that I was struggling for a bit, trying to figure out, and you know, you're very vulnerable when you open up like that, especially in a group of 30 people, and I can tell you right now, I've never done that before. I know I speak to my family about it, I speak with my girlfriend a lot about it, so I don't think to them it would have been a surprise. But I don't open up very much to a lot of people. I'm not very like an emotional person, which is why in that moment I think a lot of people were like, holy shit, had no idea that she felt that way. But at the end of the day, this is our job and this is our career, and if we're not doing well, nothing's guaranteed in football. To feel useless and feel like you're not doing bits, but you're still playing 90 minutes, it's like, should someone else be in that spot?
Where do you want to go?
For Jack, life as managing director is full of problems to fix. Aside from improving results on the pitch, he's also got to find a new general manager following the resignation of Russ.
So Russ is running out of his notice, therefore means we've got some time to bring someone else in, and I just want to make sure that someone can come in and they've got the same ethos as the football club. And the biggest thing for me is if I ever left, I wouldn't want the women's team to die.
But for now, Jack's still got to play the role of the front man and keep pushing the team's profile and their investment in women's sport into the spotlight.
Today we're at a conference called Everything in Sport, and for some bizarre reason, they've asked me to speak. Just listening to the first two, they're very professional. Like, oh, there's me. But no, I haven't wrote a script or anything like that, because with me, who can barely read, it's not the best. It's not the best thing, so I sort of go a bit ad lib.
Now, you may recognise our next speaker from the hugely popular BBC documentary Britain's Youngest Football Boss. Appointed MD of West Ham United's team at 17. Please, can you give a huge welcome to Jack Sullivan?
Hello. Terrible picture, by the way. Normally, the first question people ask is, how does a 17-year-old become in charge of a women's team? I suppose the easy answer to that is my dad owns West Ham United. So it's not that I'm particularly really clever, but he supported me and he saw massive growth and he saw no better person to do it than his own blood. So I think that's probably the easiest way to start, and sort of, instead of people wondering the whole presentation why at 17 I took over, that's it. OK, how are we going to make this grow and how are we going to make this bigger? There was obviously a massive boom around the World Cup. The figures have just blown through the roof. Our season tickets doubled compared to last year. We're increasingly having more and more interest in the women's team, whether that's through brands, whether that's through people actually coming to the games. So the redevelopment at Chadwell, the reason we put this in is this has allowed us, as a women's team, we're actually going to move here to a dedicated training facility. And it also gives us independence away from the men's team, where we build our own football club.
Morning, you all right? Removal man. Yeah. I might need a new one after Sunday.
The building works at the team's new training facility, Chadwell Heath, are complete.
To you.
And the team are finally moving in.
Comfortable's in here. Cold and hot, beautiful. Hot ones. No very nice, isn't it? What's the office space?
Yeah, it's bigger now. I can actually move.
Hello.
You have to get to your changing rooms.
No. I really need to, I don't know, can we not make arrows on the wall or something? Maybe this way? Do you know where our dressing rooms are?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm wrong here, obviously.
I feel like Chadwell, for the whole football club, is quite an historical site, where you've got the likes of Bobby Moore, Trevor Brooking, Rio Ferdinand. There's something quite special and quite magical about that as well.
This is so nice, you know?
Despite recent results, One of the newest members of the squad is following in the footsteps of some of West Ham's most famous players.
This girl got her first senior call-up for the England national team.
So, you had some quite exciting news?
Yeah, Phil Neville called me and said that he's going to call me up, so that was pretty cool. Definitely wasn't expecting it. I was actually watching TV and I missed his call, so I seen it later and I texted him, I was like, oh, sorry, like, call me whenever, and he called me like 10 minutes later and just kind of said the news. Like, obviously the results haven't really reflected great, but obviously he's watched the games and seen something, so yeah. Oh, God. Here they are.
England! Wait!
Yeah.
GP practice has been closed temporarily after a member of staff tested positive for coronavirus.
Would officially have a new name, COVID-19.
Following that huge 8-0 loss to Chelsea, 8th-placed West Ham will be looking to guarantee their safety in the top tier with a midweek match against Reading, the team who snatched a win off them in that.
Days before their next game and desperate to avoid a third loss in a row, Matt's made a big decision with one of the squad's biggest stars.
Basically, to explain the decision behind you not starting. When you lose your mind and your head, when things don't go our way, sometimes you become a burden. I don't know if I can trust you if things aren't going our way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but for me it's like, how you can be positive when you lose 3-0 or 4-0 at half-time, you know? Sorry, I can't be positive when there are nothing positive.
Listen, I understand that. What I'm saying is, what happened Sunday, it can never happen again. This is where I'm saying to you, I need you more than anyone, right? But what I'm asking you is, please, I just need you to be positive rather than a negative effect, okay?
West Ham United suffered at the hands of a rampant Chelsea, having 8 pupas. So what sort of response can Matt Beard's side produce here this evening? Williams, little nudge over the top, the header towards goal has found its way in. Anywhere will do for Reading just to clear. And the race is on Fisk with Chaplin. And Chaplin, has she got the better of Fisk? Can she finish? Oh, yes, she can! Staring down the barrel of a third straight defeat in the league and the cup. Where do West Ham go from here? But that's it. Reading with the points. They have beaten West Ham United by 2-0 goals in either half from...
Listen, all I'm going to say is that we've got 5 days off now. And I just think everyone needs to switch off. Go be with your family, go be with your friends, go be with your loved ones. For us, with the way that we are, probably confidence-wise, you need to come back focused. Massive game against Liverpool next weekend. I'm sorry, stick your head up, stick your head up. Listen, we'll turn it around, mate. One of them moments, for whatever reason, we've just struggled for the last month, 6 weeks. Yeah. All right? Well, I've been really pleased with you. Go.
Oh. You can see them waiting. This is how they act every single time I come home.
For 22-year-old Grace, being back in London after 3 years in the US means she can take a break from the pressures of football by popping in to see her mum and dad.
This is Rosie, this is Mindy, mum, dad, twin brother here, Dom.
From an early age, both Grace and her twin brother were coached to play football by their dad. And by the time they hit their early teens, Grace's ability started to really shine through.
Do you watch every game she plays?
Every game, and then something we do, which Grace doesn't like, is we analyse the game with each other. So there was the one, wasn't there, against Chelsea?
Chelsea, yeah.
And it was interesting, because you said, well, actually, if you wind it back 10 seconds before that, I actually slipped.
making excuses.
Making excuses, and I was sort of... I was sort of...
exactly.
Well, you shouldn't have slipped, should you?
When I was younger, you literally bought a clicker off eBay, didn't you?
Bought a clicker off eBay, so I'd count the number of touches she'd have.
The car afterwards as well.
Yeah.
So how did you think that went then?
I think you hide it very well. I think sometimes you do get a bit stressed by things. Like...
Yeah, I used to throw up before games. Just because I wanted to, like, do well, you know? I put pressure on myself, kind of.
Yeah, but I always thought she could make it if she wanted it. That was up to her, really.
What about signing for West Ham? Was that a kind of family's decision, or...?
Yes, my dad supports West Ham, so he was pretty happy.
It's nice to have you back in the family fold, really.
Yeah, you come home to have a rest and then you go, yeah.
Shall we put it on? Have you watched it yet? Shall we?
How was the omelette, Dad, out of 10?
A little bit more cheese, but I'll give it an 8. So as per everything, really, always a little bit of room for improvement.
Yeah,
but it's pretty good. It's quite a treat.
All right, Elle, what do you want?
Well, I have no idea what to get.
Can we do 2 sausage wraps, please? Oh,
thank you.
The pressures of professional football can take an emotional toll on players. Low on confidence, West Ham's number 9 Martha is spending some time off with her girlfriend and fellow footballer Ellie.
I'm over here stuffing my face and she's cutting it politely.
We've been through like very different but like tough times, like individually. We both get to see both sides of it. When I was like working full time and playing at Charlton, like Martha like could not do enough for me. Like she would meal prep for me for the week, and sometimes I would think like how on earth would I have done it if like Martha wasn't there to like support me. I think if you asked someone who didn't get to see the side of it I get to see with Martha, they'd be like, oh, like she's so lucky she gets to play full time. But I think you don't really get a grasp of the full picture unless you get to see it.
And with the Olympic Games on the horizon, it's not just the pressures of playing for West Ham that Martha is thinking about.
A few months ago, there was a period of time where I was talking to Phil Neville, who's going to be the manager of the team for the Olympics. And he did say to me, you know, we are going to choose players from other countries. I think it's obviously mainly going to be players from England, but I would absolutely love to go to the Olympics.
That'd be sick. Then you'll have to get a tattoo of the rings.
Yeah.
It's probably the only reason I'm really with her, really, is I get to like go travel to other places and watch her play.
She thinks she's funny.
At the start of our relationship, you laughed at all my jokes. Now she just looks at me like I'm stupid. Funny.
British passengers quarantined on a cruise ship.
Say they've tested positive for coronavirus. 3 losses in a row. Now, the Hammers will need a win on Sunday to keep them clear of the relegation zone. They'll be coming up against head coach Matt Beard's former team, Liverpool. Reds won 2 back-to-back.
Now, we've had a shit 6 weeks, but we are going to concentrate on what we do, not worry about what Liverpool are going to do.
The Hammers' next game isn't just about the points. Across the whole of British football, teams will be taking part in an important mental health campaign. And the squad skipper has decided to share her own personal story.
I remember speaking to our media guy, Mitch, and I just said, listen, there's something that I want to talk about. We wanted to link it in with something, and the Time to Talk campaign and the Heads Up campaign was something that we felt worked really well with it.
There's no really easy way to get into this.
Yeah.
So what
Just
I'm
jump
doing.
straight
Not quite, we'll take it back to...
I felt vulnerable because I think I've got this sort of persona as a captain and I'm tough on the pitch. But if my story can stop one person from doing it or someone to think twice about it, then that means more to me than anything else.
Okay, Mitch will explain what tomorrow is and what's going to be happening over the next 2-3 days.
For those that aren't aware, tomorrow is Time to Talk Day, and that's in lead up to the Heads Up campaign that's happening across English football. I've been working with Gilly on this bit of content. It's some stuff that's going to be going out on our website and in the national media from around tomorrow morning. You'll see it in newspapers, then it'll be on like the BBC and things from Friday. We just thought it was very important that you guys got to see that content before it was in a national mainstream media. So whenever you're ready, Matt, we're ready to show it.
I'm bubbly, do you know what I mean? I'm outgoing, I'm always smiling and always happy, and that's how I am now. But that wasn't how I was 11 years ago. I remember being 16 and a coach telling me that I was fat, basically. I was living away from home. I wasn't close to my family at all. And then obviously I was dealing with the fact that I knew deep down that I was gay and I didn't know how to handle that. So there was a range of things that I was dealing with, and to be honest, completely honest, I didn't deal with them, really.
Was there a point where things got really bad?
Yeah, there was a point when I made the decision that I was going to take an overdose at 17. And yes, sorry.
Don't apologise at all. It's a huge thing that you're talking about.
I should have spoke to my mum and dad, do you know what I mean? And I remember going to the hospital and my mum and dad coming in and crying. The reason for me doing it was because I just couldn't cope. I didn't know how to handle it, and I just thought, do you know what, I'm just better off not being here.
How surprised do you think your teammates, friends and family will be to realise what you went through?
Yeah, I think they'll be shocked. This is why I felt like I had to say it, because it's the people that you least expect it from. Even if someone's got everything going on in their life, doesn't mean they're not going through a tough time. But you have to talk. If I can get myself out and save myself, then anybody can.
An incredibly powerful and brave interview.
Footballers have an on-the-field persona and an off-the-field persona. Her on-the-field persona, I've seen her play many times, she's brave, she's a leader, she'll make a tackle. This is possibly the bravest thing she's ever had to do.
Yeah, really important.
And impressive.
Proud of her for doing that. Oh, mate, more than that. More than proud. Yeah, what can you say? I mean, for someone to come out and say, I tried taking my own life like 10 years ago, and to say, look, it's all right to pick the phone up if you're struggling. You know, people will be there for you. For her to come out and do that, it just sums her up to character. Yeah, I love her to pieces. She's a diamond.
Good afternoon and welcome to Rush Green Stadium as West Ham entertain Liverpool. You may recently have seen an interview that the West Ham captain Gilly Flaherty did to show support for this heads-up weekend. Somebody who would be a role model to so many people.
Toppings.
It'll be Martha Thomas for West Ham to get us off and underway. West Ham on the attack. This could be a real opportunity. And West Ham will take the lead. The home side lead by a goal to nil. They do have a habit of scoring at home, West Ham. Lehman squares it. This could be a chance for number 2, and it is. And that was quite easy in the end for Martha Thomas. Now it's with Thomas again. Thomas with a shot. West Ham's third. They have full control of this tie.
It's all about the angles.
This could be a chance for number 4, and it is! And it's 2 each now. Leon getting her second of the game. And West Ham stretching away for Liverpool in this tie. Dali just had her heel clipped. West Ham player though down. Fisk named in the England squad, getting a little bit of medical attention. Half an hour left to play here. spins up and not quite onto the head of a West Ham player, and Liverpool get a goal back in a real mess at the back. Off the head of Furness, and it goes in. But I think Liverpool might well have run out of time, and the cheers are from the home fans.
Yeah, she was awesome. I only got to watch like the last 25 minutes.
Did you play inside as well?
Yeah, Liverpool scored as we walked through the gate, and I was like, should I leave?
Really?
Oh no.
Did you get player of the match?
That's what it says. I didn't hear. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like a little bit lower down. I felt it more. But I was like, ooh, yeah. Like that.
On the button.
That's where it hurts. I don't know.
A knock to her knee has put Grace's England hopes on the line. But luckily, international veteran Kenza is there to put her mind at ease.
How are you, international girl? You scared or what?
Scared.
Yeah. So, camp or not camp?
Camp.
Yes.
Never know. Oh, your hands are freezing, Ken.
Yeah, it's good for you.
No, it's who
You want
says?
in your... Do you know that I play with chicken in my boots? EJ can tell you.
Chicken.
I swear.
What?
I broke my tooth and it was before the World Cup and I really want to play the World Cup, so I put chicken in my boots.
What the fuck?
It's a good idea, but why not just put some foam in there?
For World Cup, you try everything.
And did it work?
No, so painful.
Didn't play in the World Cup, did she?
We're not famous for our medicine, maybe. We're famous for our food, but not for the medicine.
Off the back of a big win for the Hammers, Matt's organised an away day for his players.
I can't go near the front, so I'll cry and piss myself. I'll probably shit myself.
And with the squad going their separate ways for a round of international matches, it's the last time they'll be together for a while.
Confirmed number of cases has leapt to nearly 600.
The epicentre of the pandemic. Professional football in the UK has been suspended.
Johnson has announced the most dramatic limits to people's lives in living memory.
I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.